That is not the longest game we've had tonight. I mean, earlier we were casting the Fire Cup, and we casted, what was that, a 42? A 42-minute game. 42 minutes, happy. Yeah. Let's go. So we've been there. That wasn't even mech either. No. Let's go. That was Shameless's series, if you recall. Shameless's match against Replicants. But here we go. We're getting into our next matchup. We're getting into our fresh quarterfinals. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing himself, currently teamless. It is Classic. Your endurance is insane. I mean, we've been casting for 17 hours. Oh, no, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. My apologies. I think 15. But there was a break. We did have a break in between. We had like, what was it, like a 4-hour break in between the MC show match and Fire Cup. So there was a 4-hour break. So it hasn't been consecutive. But all day long, Poppy, all day long. All the StarCraft. Let's go. That's now 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of Classic, 2-gate opener out of herO as well. So far, so good. A standard starts. And we'll see where this leads us. We'll see where we're headed. We go. Actually, I can just check our YouTube channel. How many hours have we been casting so far? 11. Okay. So far, 11 hours of casting. So we had like a 3-hour break in between some of the casts, but all up so far, 11 hours. And we're gonna keep going. Here we go. And then we're gonna go to bed, wake up, and do it all again. We're gonna that's the life here at the Cranky Ducklings pack. Again, we're live more than any other channel out there. More than Wardy, more than Steadfast, more than Rotterdam. We're live casting more than any other channel. I do know that they play like other games as well. They stream other games. True. But we got the casting pack. We got the StarCraft. Let's go. As for now, Classic, he's going to be setting up his expansion. Again, does open up Double Adept. Likewise, herO did the same. Both armies do move out, and they pass by each other. So herO does make his way towards the bases, towards the main. What? Yo, calm down, SC2 Fool. Calm down, Bobby. As devastation, your probes are going down. Now, target firing, they can one-shot probes. Likewise, across the map, Classic attempting to do the same, but herO, he does fully wall off. He does fully wall. herO does defend. The downside, of course, herO, he's stuck on one base, just now expanding. His natural is going to be delayed, but herO does start things off with a lead. Look at the Unisol stab. herO, he kills six probes across the map. Aye. 6 workers go down. And herO, he's not done. Following this up with Oracle Harass. Adepts into Oracles. So non-stop aggression here from herO. It's going to be on Classic to keep up, to stabilize, and to minimize losses. So far, 3 sentries in the main. Oracle's on the way. Does threaten a dive. Stalker's poking in. He gets 1, he gets 2. 2 probe kills. The Oracle gets the hell out of there. Again, sentries, they no longer tickle. Now they actually do damage here, especially in PvP, or mainly in PvP. As herO shuts down the Adepts, does find them, expanding back at home. herO still maintains that lead. And Classic is the player that has to catch up. Have to catch up. herO following this up with the Twilight Council. Following it up with, I would imagine, Blink. Gets the NG overcharge. Moves out. Blink is on the way. And we'll see what Classic can get done. herO once again is going to be harassing. And the main armies do clash. Bearing in mind, Blink just started, so force fields are going to be king here. Force fields that can lock down an army or lock down some units. As Classic just chase here all the way back home. Meanwhile, double Oracle into the natural. They can one shot probes. They can and they will. Yeah, the mineral line is eviscerated. Classic forcing his way in. Shield battery putting in a lot of work. Yeah, nice control here by herO, just buying time, kiting back. Boys are being pulled. He can afford to lose some. And herO, he's holding. Here he is holding on. We're down to 5 Stalkers, down to 4, down to 3. Soon to be 2, soon to be 1, and then none. Just 1 Stalker left. And Classic does not have enough. Is cleaned up. Very nice warp in here. herO just locking down the unit, locking down the Stalker. And here he's up 12 workers. Yeah, he's more than 12 workers. GG gets called as herO will take game number 1. Whew. GG. A very dominant display there by herO. Again, just wreaking havoc early on with Adept Harass, with Oracle Harass as well. He forced the all-in out of Classic, and Classic could not break through, could not keep up. He just fell behind, stayed behind, and with that, herO takes a lead. Does take a lead in the series, and that leads us into game number 2. Let's go. Game 2, it's going to be on Frostline. As a reminder, it is loser's pick. It is loser's pick, so Classic's map of choice is going to be a much larger map. Makes sense. Much larger map in the map pool. I'm sure Classic is hoping for herO to back off and allow him to get into his opener and get into the mid game. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Classic. We go. The players are settling in. So far, so good. Once again, we should be seeing 2 gate openers all around, just like the previous game. I mean, I know the map is quite large, but the natural base itself is very exposed. It's very wide open, so going for like a Max Pax-esque gate cyber expand is not really too viable here. We do have the second gateway from the side of Classic. herO, speaking of the Max Pax opener, he's going for it. Gateway into Cybercore, into a faster expansion. herO's cutting corners. herO is being greedy. There it is. There is a Cybercore. If you were here earlier, we were mentioning during the previous PvP that this is an opener that has been rising in popularity over the past couple of weeks, specifically by the Korean Protoss players. herO, Classic, Trap, Nightmare, Creator, they have been embracing this more often than not, or from time to time I should say, more often than previously, maybe a better way of putting it, embracing a more Max Pax-esque style of play, going for a more greedy start into a faster expansion. A big reason of that, for that, I'm sure, is the map pool. There are now a lot of larger maps. There are a lot of larger maps in the map pool, like Neon Violet Square, Abyssal Reef, King's Cove. Frostline is among them as well. So you can try to cut corners. And we'll see if herO can get away with it, as Classic does confirm, and we're setting up for a proxy. 1 base all in. Oh, never mind. Stargate. Classic does move out with a second probe, but yeah, the Stargate opener tells a different story. He's coming back. Okay, he's pulling back home. Maybe he was thinking of setting up for a proxy, but he thinks better of it. He races back instead. And Classic is setting up for a more standard game state here. Stargate into expand. So we do have the Nexus on the way. Stargate openers all around. Faster for Classic. herO, of course, with their economy, and it's going to be on Classic to get some economic damage. I would imagine Oracles. Oracles will soon move out. herO getting a safety shield battery in the main, and a shield battery at the natural as well. This one Oracle is going to have a hard time dealing damage. It's going to have a very hard time dealing damage here. Oracle into Twilight Council, into Blink. herO moves out, does scout, he sees everything by the way, he does come from the Stargate. This tells herO that it's fine to embrace Phoenix production, the Phoenix is here to shut down the Oracle, and so far herO he's looking quite strong, he's looking quite comfortable. It comes down to the execution though, can he keep up, can he defend? As the Adept Oracle does make its way towards the natural, herO so far keeping up. Stasis trap towards that natural. Oh! Gonna be going off. Nice response here by herO. Likewise, he lifts up. He shuts down the Adepts. He gets one, he gets both. Both Adepts will go down. Nice force field. Pulls away the probes. Not a single worker falls. Good solid defense here from herO. Shuts down the Adepts. The Oracle does survive, but he has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull out. And it's on herO to hunt it down. Okay, he's looking for the Oracle. Moving out with the Adepts. Both players working towards Blink. Classic still slightly behind in the economy. He has been the entire game. Setting up the proxy gateway. Okay. Setting up for the proxy. He has 3 gates back at home, 4th gateway across the map. This looks like a 4-gate Blink all-in. 4 gates and 2 base Blink all-in, I should emphasize. Adepts are shading tomato. More probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. Classic takes a hefty worker lead. And we'll see if Classic expands. I'm not so sure he will. At this point, because it's so far behind, he might just commit. Yeah, he's moving out. So Classic's moving out. He has spotted pylons, yes, but no 3rd base. herO does take a 3rd. Uh-oh. herO's expanding, and Classic is going for the all-in. He's going straight for the throat, straight for the kill. Proxy is ready. He can warp in across the map. Gets eyes on the 3rd, forces a cancel. And herO, does he have enough to defend? herO's in trouble. Looking at the units tab here, he's busy teching, and Classic he will overwhelm. Diving the army. Decent force field, Stasis going off, Phoenix they race back home. But herO just doesn't have the numbers, doesn't have the supply. He needs more warp-ins. He needs more time here. Classic, he reinforces. Breaking through the Stalkers, takes one down, Immortal has arrived. Nice denial here of the Stasis. Yeah, solid bait from herO. Phoenix is going to be going down, but herO holds. Here, he barely holds on. Behind this, Classic can try to expand. Still committed. He rotates, make sure there is no Nexus. There it is, 3rd base on the way for Classic. The base is on the way. Nice move from herO, chasing down the Stalkers. Stalkers are getting low, and the one Immortal does so much in the back line as well. A bit of miscontrol out of herO, bleeds out extra Stalkers. Classic, he can still pull this off. Again, looking at the units tab here, Classic he has 13 Stalkers. The last he's going to be forced back. Oracle goes down, nice pickup. herO, he's holding. herO getting quite cavalier though, moving out onto the map. Engaging with the main army. I mean, the Immortals are good, but are they that good? He goes to the dive, sees, smells blood in the water, gets the first Immortal, gets the second. Force fields, they do slow down Classic, but he should still overwhelm the army. Reinforcements coming in. Nice control. Oh, going for the dive. Prism goes down. And here he's in trouble. He has to back the hell off. Has to race back home. Shield battery's not ready. There is no shield battery. herO trying to survive. Barely does. And as the dust settles, both players, they take their 3rds. Classic with the 3rd base economy. He has it up and running. He has it mining. herO just now getting his own. Forge on the way, Immortal production as well. I'm impressed that herO was able to defend despite being down so heavily in the Stalker count. But he held. Did hold. Now we can calm down. After an intense game state, Classic is finishing up Charge. Charge is now about to finish. Classic, he can't commit. Classic pushing up the ramp. Sees the Immortal, he wants it. He gets it as well. The Immortal does survive a couple of extra volleys. Boys are being pulled. herO desperately trying to hold on, but Classic, he will overwhelm. Takes down the shield battery. Takes down the battery. Still maintains that higher Stalker count. Zealous trickling in. And herO, he just can't keep up. Despite having an economic lead early on, yeah, it's not going to matter. As Classic has just been so aggressive in the follow-up, and herO just could not keep up with the Stalker counts. Classic once again diving in, getting on top of the army, going for the Prism. herO, he is holding on though. Ooh, Prism goes down. Yeah, massive pick off. Every worker falls, and herO, he's being broken. herO, he's being broken. herO now. So Classic, he takes out the main army, takes control of the third base. And we are looking to force that ace match. As herO doesn't have enough. GG gets called, and Classic ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, herO had a good start, but Classic was forced into an all-in. If you remember, Classic went for a 4-gate, 2-base all-in initially. Did eventually take an expansion, take a third base, but that was much later. It was much later here. With that plethora of a Stalker lead, he was able to pick off Stalkers, pick off Workers. It was able to snowball ad control from there. And with that, we're going all the way to the ace match. Whew, let's go. We're going all the way to game 3. The story ends here on Ultra Love, and this could go either way. Again, herO and Classic, you could argue that they are the top 2 Protoss players in Korea. I mean, I know Trap is definitely up there, 100%. Same with Nightmare. But herO and Classic, they've been the top 2 in Korea for quite some time. And they do go back and forth, and here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, tying up the series. It is Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is herO. Here we go. As we are loading into Ultra Love, of course, on this map, what do we have? We have economic openers. Gate Cyber expands here. The reason for this, the reason why this is viable and this is legal, specifically on Ultra Love, not just Ultra Love, but some of these other maps in the map pool as well, is because of the ramp. There's a ramp coming into the natural, which does lead or does allow more economic openers. As a result, we saw this previously. Who were we casting that previous PvP? I believe it was Trigger versus Classic. Yeah. It was Trigger versus Classic, if you recall. But with this kind of opener, this can lead into Phoenix Wars. This can and usually does lead into Phoenix Wars. The reason for this is because both players are active with their probes. Both players are looking to delay the expansions for as long as possible. Because the Nexus is delayed, it does force a Cyber Core, then it forces out a Zealot, and then it forces out the tech of choice, which is usually a Stargate. Again, this is all reliant though on both players pylon blocking each other and delaying the expansion for as long as possible, and that should be the case. If they are both successful, we should be seeing Stargate openers all around, and that leads into Phoenix Wars. Because if you have a Stargate, if your opponent has a Stargate, making an Oracle and getting away with Oracles is quite difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. There it is. So Stargate opener for Classic. We have a Sentry. Hello. What's going on? A Sentry opener out of here, which means no Stargates. I'm curious where this leads us. I'm curious where this goes. Sentry has arrived. Will zone away the probe. And herO, he refuses to embrace the Phoenix Wars. So Stargate open out of Classic into expand. herO second gateway into a later Nexus instead. Okay. You have my attention. We'll see where this leads us. As a result, Classic can open up Oracle. There we go. Oracle opener out of Classic. Going to be a Twilight Council out of herO, so working towards Blink. But at least no Phoenix Wars. Let's go. Have avoided the Phoenix Wars. So from here, we're going to settle in. Likewise, Oracle moves out across the map. Does hit the main. That shield battery is already ready. And Classic shouldn't get much done. The stasis. Oh my god. Whew. Does not go up. That was close. That was very close. Stasis does not go up. Classic setting up a proxy across the map. What do we have to work with, by the way? So far, Twilight Council, Blink. We have 2 gates on the way. Do we proxy a 4th gateway? We do. We're at least setting up for a proxy. So far, a 3-gate opener out of Classic. If you remember, last game we saw 4 gates Blink from our red Protoss, and we could see something very similar here as well. Yep, there it is. 3 gates back at home, 4th gateway across the map. This is a very similar setup to what we just saw on Frostline. And we'll see if herO can keep up. As again, herO is down in the production. Yo, I love the red storm here. Oh my god, it's beautiful. The red storm in the background. As Classic should have a Stalker advantage. Meanwhile, herO with the Robo should have an Immortal advantage instead, to make up for the lower Stalker count. Go. So Classic is going to be moving out. Back at home, taking a 3rd. I assumed it was going to be going for an all-in, but I mean, pushing up a ramp is quite a difficult feat here for Classic. So instead, he skips Warp-ins, takes an expansion, and takes an economic lead instead. So Classic, he's up a base. herO, he's stuck on 2 bases, and what do we have instead? We're taking up into a Dark Shrine. DT base opener out of herO. Classic, he does have Oracle production, but he has no Observer, no Robo. Remember, he went for the faster expansion before the Robo. So there is potential. There's potential for herO. herO moves out. Oh, we got the Prism. Prism goes down. Massive pickup. Ay, ay, ay. The War Prism was meant to be there to reinforce with DTs. herO trying to move out. Again, running into a concave. Classic will take the better trade. Will force back herO. Ay, ay, ay. herO bleeds out too much. He bleeds out far too much. And Classic is snowballing out of control. Takes down Stalker after Stalker. And herO very quickly is being forced further back to the natural. No shield battery. No shield battery at the natural. And Classic, he may just do it here and now. It may just be too much. As for now, he's being forced back, distracted by the reinforcements, by the flanking Stalkers. And herO barely holding on. Just barely. Classic once again trying to force his way in. Decent force field. Meanwhile, War Prism across the map. Dark Shrine is done. And I believe there is a detection. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Rover is just now on the way again. A herO who could have hit so much sooner with these DTs. He's trying to hold on. And overcharge. And what is it to defend back at home? The Robo is not even halfway done. herO, he could just end the game with these Dark Templar. It's a Hail Mary move. It's a Hail Mary play. Here we go. DT into the natural. DT into the main. Classic. Yeah, he's becoming all in. Boys are being pulled. herO barely holding on. Barely holding. There's the recall. Oracle does race back. He has Revelation. Oh my god. And with that Revelation, should be able to clean this up. The DTs are being shut down. And Classic, he's done it. He breaks through the natural, takes down the main army. And despite herO having an amazing run earlier, taking down Cure in a killer TVP, in the PvP, Classic, he's done it. He has done it. Depowers the Robo. We still have the DCs across the map. But Classic, he has the Observer. He has the Oracle, I should say. And the Observer, so he has everything. He has everything he needs. Again, it was a bold move going for the Dark Templar, but herO, he had to hit sooner. Wasn't able to. GG gets called. Classic, he snowballs out of control, and Classic will take the series 2-1. GG. Oh my god. Classic. GG, well played. Classic with the upset. Again, herO, he had an amazing performance earlier. If you missed it, I recommend the VODs. I recommend the VODs of herO versus Cure. It was a banger of a PvT, but Classic, he pops off here in the PvP instead. Again, Classic being hyper-aggressive with Massive Blink Stalker. herO winding it back. He took a chance. He took a chance by taking into DTs, into Dark Templar. Was a risky maneuver here by herO. In the end, wasn't worth it. In the end, it was not worth. I mean, he was doing damage across the map, but he was also bleeding out too many Stalkers. He was overwhelmed. Classic, he committed with his 4 Gate Blink Stalker. GG. GG, well played. Classic will advance on in his stead. And with that, we have Classic advancing on to those semi-finals. Oh boy. We are getting our semi-finals ready here. So we have 3 players so far. We have Rogue, we have Young Yakov alongside Classic, and now one final player to be determined. We're almost done with the quarterfinals. We're getting there. We're getting there. One final quarterfinals match. It's going to be a ZVP between Shin and Skillus.